Alright, well, let's put this on creative so it'll be really easy for us to get around. Alright, we'll just get myself all settled up here. Alright, well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm AdamAnthony, and today I'm here with some Ark Survival Evolved. So, today we're gonna kind of take a little bit of a detour, and we're gonna head back to the island and kind of do a little bit of some tips for the island and let people know what, or help new players out, get some refresh for some other not so new players. So I thought I'd come back and we would evolve through the maps and how each map would affect us and add what new tames to the farms, or what new tames to the greenhouses to use, things like that. So I'm back here on the island, and let's go on out. So you wake up on the beach. You're gonna want to start, as usual, make a good hut. Make a hut until you can make and save up to build a boat. But I'm gonna wait a little bit, kind of see how everything is. Oh Lord Almighty! Oh, did I not fix the farm since last time? No, I didn't. Damn it! Oh well. Oh wells. Okay, so after you've gone a little bit, you're gonna want to build a boat. Now, why build a boat? Why? Because you're gonna want to explore the map, see where all the different tames are, where all the different resources are, and allow you to kind of level up. Keep some stuff around. What teams do I have here again? I can't remember. So I kind of got... Yeah, I don't know what I was doing here. I can't remember what I was doing, but it didn't go too well. Let's get to see. So that's still good. Okay, I still going. I still got power. Okay. Everybody's still getting here. That's the full, level there. Okay, so when we first started off on the island, we made ourselves a little hut, and then with that hut, you're able, build a boat, build a raft. Because if you know how to lower foundations, you can actually build a decent-sized little raft to go around and actually explore, gather, and tame if you build it right. Like, see this little beginning hut? Beginner raft. It's also good for levels. Good to get your levels from building, especially early on. So see how you're still able to drive it around. You're able to look all around it, so you know what. And also, all you gotta do is keep to the shallows. You keep to the shallows, you don't have to worry at all about the Lethesis, those dreaded boat killers. And then, once you find the base spot you want, what do you want to do? You go to here. You start to build up your own little base, your own kind of stronghold, and that design is completely up to you. It doesn't have to look like this. It can look any way you want it. So I kind of went with the compound look here. So give yourself a decent area for storage. And so this is basically what I should do first. Actually, is what you would need for a base. What are the mandatory mandatory buildings? I'm gonna say buildings that you're gonna need, sections. So you're gonna need a work area, a place where your bed is, so your own little room, your own quarters, a small resource farm, a small kibble farm, a small greenhouse, and a trap. So there's 6 things you're gonna need in order to properly kind of get yourself started. Give yourself lots to do, lots of leeway to create store stuff so you can eventually move on. So like I said before, storage, give yourself plenty of storage. I like to have a storage container for every single resource, and then anything else is extra. I'm going to do a proper build. Hello. Actually, since you're here again, I might actually just do my beginning little thing again. So yeah, once you build up, you wake up. For anybody else who's been here for the beginning, so what you want to do after you built your little hut and your little camp area, build a raft. So if you know how to lower your foundations on a raft, you can craft and build actually a decent mobile base. And nice. Those are always definitely get those stuff. Get that stuff for taming. So yeah, then you have plenty of storage. So you're able to fit large containers, small containers on top. So you have extra storage. So now you can get around the map. So you can circumnavigate all around the map, all the water areas for the most part, relatively safely. So you can get resources. You can explore where certain tames are, and depending on how you design your boat, you can even be able to tame them too. So I've kind of built a half-ass early taming pen trap back here. It kind of works, it kind of doesn't, depend on the tame. And then once you do that, once you find your spot where you want to build your base, you can start to kind of plan it out. So the design is completely up to you, but there's 6 or 7 things you're going to want to have in your base, especially your starter base. So it's going to start off small, and you're going to expand little by little as you need it. So you're going to need, obviously, a place for storage for all your resources, a work area, so a place to have all your crafting stations, your all in one area. A living quarters, just so you have a spot for your own personal storage. And then, depending on how you want to build it, you might want to have a separate place for power. All depends. All up to you. But then, for what you're also going to need, what I would say, a greenhouse, even if it's a small one. A small kibble farm, even if it's just like 4 or 5, so that's plenty. An area for a resource farm, an early one, so because metal and oil, especially on the islands, oil is really not a great thing to go and farm. A tech comparison gives you access to it, plus you can start saving up for element. And then a trap. You're gonna need a trap. That way, when you get to the point where you can pick up animals, you can bring them back here, you can drop them in, and safely tame them in your base. So you don't have to worry about any animals coming to tame them, or if you run out of tranks, you don't have to spend 10 minutes trying to get back there and back. So I've also, to kind of make it a little more in depth. I've actually run water and electricity into the ground where you can't see it. I'll do a build video on this. I'll redo a series on this for building these bases and whatnot. Oh, there's a 7th one, the incubator. You're gonna want to have an incubator. I almost forgot about that. The Daedon reminded me. But here, we'll start off with the greenhouse. So the greenhouse, you're gonna need crop plots, phiomas, dung beetles, and bees. So the dung beetle, or like I said before, dung beetles will produce the fertilizer. The phiomas will give you the poop for the fertilizer. Well, for the level of the tames, doesn't really matter. It's up to you. I just prefer to tame high level tames all the time to make it worth it. And then the oh no. Wait. Oh, maybe that was the next one, maybe. But yeah, here I have. Oh no. Oh, did I have one? Maybe I had one. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been on the island. But then yeah, the honeybees. Once you get a queen bee, you tame it. You get rare flowers, and you can get an unlimited amount of honey. But you gotta worry because they will still attack you. So that's one part of the farm that you're gonna need. You can make it smaller, so like you literally will only need to have 1 by 1, have it 2 high, and that's all you need to get to 300% efficiency on your crop plots. So everything will freaking grow. But my character level for this guy is 138. My main character on Aberration, I think is 145. So right, it's max level right now as I can be right now. So it's all sorts of plants there, and then the resource farm. Just stick to paracers, and just use them to farm for the metal, and the oil, the element dust, the electronics. Use a Therizinosaurus as the collector. So it almost, because once you get the babies grow up to be a certain point, the fairy will automatically attack it and harvest it for you. So there's that farm, and then I'll go to the other farm, a kibble farm. So decent kibble. I wanted to mass produce this, so I actually went. The reason why all these tames are the same color or same color scheme, because I bred them all, and that took forever. And I know for now not to do that. Just go and tame all the females. Let's do that. And then here is the incubator. So it's just starting out. Oh. A really easy incubator. Oh, come on. Right? So then, yeah, so early incubator you can do basically very early on is, come on, turn off, is, 2 campfires, 3, fireplaces, and 2 standing torches will work as an early primitive incubator that will incubate even wyvern eggs. So they're really good, they're really decent. So basically, minus the rock drake, this design will incubate every other dinosaur. Any other dinosaur that lays an egg, it will incubate the egg and hatch it. As a backup to the maturing process, I prefer to use the Daedons. I usually have 2, that way you can make sure that the babies don't die from starvation if you're out and about. Especially if you're like on an online server. Yeah, day downs will be a good backup if you're running a little late for it. And then yeah, a little bit of a workshop. See, so if you're here, I've gotten 3 for smelting the metal, and then I have 6 for mass producing the charcoal. So at least have charcoal be the most amount, and then yeah, I have everything kind of hooked up. A little bit of storage above the industrial grill. I got stuff for making the jerky, which you need spark powder, oil, and the meat, cooked meat. Ah, right on. And then I just kind of slowly upgrade it. I played around with the idea of hiding the power generator a little bit, as well as stashing some fridges in it as well to kind of save space. But yeah, the base design is completely up to you. Get creative with it. And then after a while, you start doing the boss. You start getting ready to do some caves. Get ready for the boss fights. Oh, awesome! Awesome! Of course, it's going to nighttime. So let's run right over. So if you're playing a single player, what I like to do is once you get a certain boss done, and once you get the Megapithecus beaten, you'll get the teleporter. Get the teleporter and put it at the obelisk so you can farm the obelisk a lot easier. You can't tame the bosses. Well, that's half true. You can't tame any of the well, you can force tame them when you spawn them in, or you can on extinction, in order to face the boss the Alpha Titan, you have to tame each of those lesser titans and have them help you fight them. So that map you do, but other maps you can't without admin codes. So a good spot to build your base is right here. It's big and flat. It's not far from the green obelisk, which is kind of good. So you can kind of get to the green one a little easier. So a good helpful tip: build small bases next to where the obelisks are. So you can build up your army there if you want to. So build miniature versions of our starter base, and that way you can kind of build your boss dinos for that one up there if you don't have a main base. But oh yeah, the core, I have the thing on me. So it's about 70. Excellent. Why I'm on creative mode? Oh, never mind. So 62.1, 78.6. Really good spot to put it. You're on top of a mountain. It's flat for the most part. All you gotta do is clear out rocks and trees, and you're good to go. And I'm gonna put on night vision. Even though I really won't. Actually, I really won't need it, because I'm pretty sure I left the lights on our main base. So say your other base there, your nice stone based fortress, you got the kibble farm, you got a nice operating incubator area, your greenhouse is going pretty good, but now you're running low on space and you gotta upgrade. So you go out looking for a new spot, and this time you want to put some worth into it, some time. So, for an example, so I'll show you what I've... Damn it. Stupid rain and it's nighttime. So I'll show you what I've done. This is what I would consider an alpha base, or it will be once it's fully completed. It's not, we didn't quite complete the whole thing before we ended up beating the tech cave and moving on. Oh, there's a way. I wish I could turn the time to day. So actually, what? While we're waiting for the daylight to come, I'm gonna go, since you're on, I'll start over on Craig's Island, where it's good to start off. It's by the red obelisk. And I'm gonna let it load in. Because this area alone is a great place to start. It'll have both your farming animals, so you're going to be able to tame a Therizinosaurus here, and you're going to tame an Anki here, which will basically cover your farming animals for the rest of the map. Yeah, I'm still on PS4, so once I get that 5, I'm definitely getting Ascended. So, also a little thing, the unicorn spawns over here. So keep an eye out when you're running around here. So once you get your... I'm trying to wait till the sun comes up so I can show you what I've done to Herbivore Island. So there's a few explorer notes on... let's just get a torch out. So on the spawning area of the island, if you're on this side, there is an explorer note not far from where you are. You just come up the beach, and here's one right here. Oh, awesome, thank you. Well, this one is my single player right now, but I'm trying to get my other PS4. It has just enough life to run a dedicated server on with some friends, but since the new Plus subscription switched over, I haven't been able to frickin' figure it out. It won't work for me, but I do want to eventually. So I can't really afford an Uncharted one at the moment. Well, look, not in some games. In Ark, they're just really cool horses. They're just unique horses, that's all. So you got one explorer note here. If you go... Ah, thank you. Then you go over to a big cliff area here. Oh. Try to miss the dillos. And if you're careful, you can drop down here, and there will be another explorer note. Should be able to find it. It sticks out. It's one of the extinction notes. Yeah, right here. You'll find it along the cliffside. Drop in. Another explorer note. And actually, while we're over here, if you're looking for another one, there's actually one. Where is it? Yay, the rain stopped. Right here. Right nudged along the cliffside here, beside that inner river. So grab that. Another XP boost. I can't remember if there's one over here or not. There might be one over here. I can't remember. Like, there's lots, so... But always go for a YouTube video that actually shows them. I don't have the patience to actually go through them all. There is another Explorer note. Hidden... somewhere here, I think. But look, yeah, always look out for ruins. Ruins are a dead giveaway for Explorer notes. Rhino's like, who's there? Who's that? And it just turned out to be a bird. Is there one up here? I can't remember if there is. I might be mistaken. Another Explorer note. There is, luckily it's, the daylight's coming, is on top of the other hill is a church. Or the remains of what I don't know why I call it a church, but it's because on my one playthrough of the island, I made it into a church dedicated to the Overseer. I had an Overseer mount and everything there. It was pretty bad. So here's one here, and on the same island there are another set of ruins. Or there's two of them. And they're usually on this side. You just gotta search around for them. Yeah, there's two of them actually. So yeah. So I have marked all the caves and their corresponding obelisks. So all the green go towards the green obelisk, all the blue marks go to the blue obelisk, and the red go to the red. So you can see one of the red and one of the blue have artifacts in the underwater caves. I might do the caves, a quick run through of the caves as individual videos. I might actually like do all the obelisks in one video. Those water ones, I actually have marked with boats to make it easier to find them. And yeah, so stick around on this island. You'll find Ankies, you'll find fairies. So the Anki will get your stone, your flint, your metal, and your obsidian, and your crystal. The fairy will get everything else. Pearls, element dusts, it'll get oils, a little bit too, a little bit of metal. Yeah. So that way you only have to focus on 2 farming animals. Crystals are found on the mountaintops. So head for the volcano, the mountain with the blue obelisk, any of the other mountains in between. The mountain in the redwoods there, on top has some early crystal, some caves, but you have to go pretty far into them. So so build a boat. A boat is a good way to get around early on, get all sorts of resources, and then how long till morning? Till fully morning. Oh, it's almost there. So actually, I'll kind of show you while we're over here. Because yeah, I kind of made it easier for myself just to put teleporters on the obelisks. You will still be able to teleport your dinos even if they're sitting on top of the teleporter, so don't worry about that. Just keep them powered. Over here is a good... Oh, not that area. here's another good open area, although you have to worry about Carnos, Rexes, kind of spawning around. But I do have a build for some defenses that you can use that will not require you to reload. Alright. Oh, yeah, where it was, if I remember, yeah, right here. So I have a boat here. Oh, so like little hint for where the base is. Oh yeah, neither could I. I actually had to use the videos and yeah, Google for that. So you're not the only one. So 52.8, 13.8 is where the cave is roughly located. So I go dive directly down underneath this boat, will take me to where the cave is. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna try to do some more information videos and kind of spread my knowledge. So now that we're kind of it's getting light enough, awesome. Okay, we'll go back over here. So yeah, now you're gonna want like a big final base where you want to keep everything safe and all your good loot if you're on PvP and raiding. So I've turned Herbivore Island, or I'm going in the process of turning it into a fortress. So this way, you're gonna be able to withstand a blockade. If you're in a PvP and you're a decent sized tribe and you're able to get this all accomplished. Oh, did I leave all the Rexes out? I left all my breedable Rexes out. Whoops. I'm gonna put them away. So I got a little in the process of a dino defense tower, which I'll kind of go into a little bit later in a little bit here. So here's where this is where you get to have really fun with your designs. So here I've built little gathering areas. There's no element, there's no power in my base. I'm gonna have to fix that. So you're like, yeah, just like little pavilions to come into out of the rain. Oh, yeah. And then there's another one over there. And then on the other side there, I have the beginnings of my dino defense tower. It's basically a tower where you're going to be able to store certain tames to act as automated defenses. So, say you can even set up like a kill box where the enemy will rush in, and you can activate on a keypad and trigger the doors to open and unleash all these dinosaurs at once, and then once they're done killing everything, they'll actually return into the tower. And then here I have my pub and brewery. There's a spare. Then I have my little platform where I start my episodes at. And then over here, because certain tames require certain conditions, like for a Reaper, you need radiation in order for you to for them to be around for you to get pregnant. There is some water creatures or amphibious creatures that will need to be kind of submerged in water. So here is my my frog taming pen, as well as oh yeah, definitely. Now that I have the fish basket and all that, oh definitely. So this is a pool slash frog breeding area. So it's got a double purpose. It's kind of funny. And then this thing, this big tower here is half of a lighthouse, and the other half is a mega defense tower. So this will have things like raptors, wolves, terror birds, saber-tooths, troodons, anything that can fit through the double doors can be placed on the bottom. On the next level will be with where people can shoot, where your actual tribe members can shoot from. The next level is where the Morphodons and Ichthyornis will shoot out and swarm the enemy, killing everybody. And then there's up top is where the RGs and the Pteranodons will shoot out from and do the same thing. So kind of a multi-layered attack. So you can literally have an entire army for defensive purposes stored up and ready to go at all times. And the simple mechanic is anchor and a seeker. So a Daedon, a Parasaur, a Moschops, an Ovis, or a Pachycephalosaurus can be used as the anchor. The Penguin and a Doedicurus for the Seeker. So the Seekers, actually I can do this better version of it over on these ones. So here's a smaller version, a really cheap version for it. So the anchor will go roughly where you're gonna have your ground dinos come out from. Alright, thanks for joining. Come back probably tomorrow. This video will be fully loaded up and you can kind of check out the rest of the tips. So you can put a Daedon, so your anchor here. So if you put a Daedon here, you get a tower that heals the dinosaurs or your tames, as well as debuffs the enemy. If you put a Parasaur in here, you get you can tell which direction they're coming from. And you can actually make a... Did I make the version yet or no? Oh, this was the first one. This is the prototype version. Over here is... Like, you can actually do the same thing and have it for water. A water version. So you can literally... Oh, I have to... Everything's respawned in it. So everything... So, penguins are good torpedo tames to have, so they kind of go on land and they can deploy into the water. I will build a water version for water tames, so you can have you can kind of guard your bay or your water area a little bit. And last but not least, of course, you're going to want to have a tame pen, so you can have most tames can get jump in here. No worries. So yeah, you're able to actually have a perimeter of towers everywhere. So I am doing it with this with a PvP kind of aspect in mind. So I'm putting towers around the perimeter that will all have their own dinos in it. I'll have master power areas. So I'll have tech generators at their max. And if I wanted to, I can put a perimeter of the tech shield around this entire island and have like a donut perimeter of protection. Sure, go ahead. Of course, this is just me, and of course, well, this is my alpha base, so I really want to do something really good for it. I think it's in my description. I think I have it. It's in my description. might have to update the code, which I kind of have to start doing that again. I kind of stopped using it for a while. So here I have my main alpha base. So this has a fully functioning island version of the resource farm, a version of the incubator. It has a full workshop, living area, storage area. This even has a teleporter and a cloning chamber, all hidden within it. So, first off, let's head right in. Here is the roost, which I always call where my my flyers that I use sit, as well as a way to get on top of it, so I can park my tech quetzals that have mobile bases on the back of them. Because if you do try to put them inside of the cryopods, where they have a base put on the platform, the structure will be destroyed. So keep that in mind. Then we'll go down to this area, which is my main storage. So this is where I've played around with the dedicated storage block, so you can easily keep track and organize all your inventory. So any resource that doesn't spoil can be stored in these. Same with so ammunition can be the same thing done too. So you can only have to use vaults for everything else. And hey Otter, hey Artifact. So when you're doing caves, get yourself an otter, because an otter can carry multiple artifacts at the same time. Because no other team can do that, and your character can only carry one at a time. And over here I got my tech workshop, so I got my dice up here. I got where my shards, my element dust, my actual element, and then the transmitter, the tech replicator, and then just go down again to the big work area, my smoker area for making jerky and all that, my blueprints sorting area, and then I have the workshops where I actually will store my dinos. So here's all the dinos I use for the bosses. So what I like to use for the bosses is get Megatheriums for the Broodmother. Those are literally the only tames you will ever need for the Broodmother, because the Megatheriums, they have a bit of a boost towards insects. So when they strictly attack insects, they will they get a big boost, they do extra damage. So yeah, use it for the Broodmother, because the Broodmother is a giant spider. So Megatheriums, you'll find them everywhere. You tame them with berries. Then when you move on to the Megapithecus, depending on how you want to do it, a Daedon, a Uteranus. So the Daedon's going to be your healer, your debuff. Those are all the skins. So once you get certain explorer notes, you'll get the bone costumes. Some I got from like beating the bosses, beating all the maps. Some are from like Genesis, so I got the animated, all the stuff from Aberration. Then I got stuff from Genesis and stuff like that. So for Megapithecus, Therizosauruses are a good choice. A Uteranus boosts your dinosaurs up. Oh, they're just cosmetic stuff, really. That's all it is. So you can I can get a... So like before, there was actual Tech Rexes. There was the skin for it. And then, like for Christmas, or for Halloween, there's the skeleton costumes. Then for like Genesis, you got the Noglin. For Fjorn, you got the skins for your axe and your spear. Oh yeah, so back to the bosses, because I keep getting sidetracked. I like to do Gigantopithecus army versus the monkey and his army. But you don't have to, but fairies are good to do it with. Since they're very strong, they have very high attack. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. And then for the dragon, Rexes, fairies, Yudi, and Zaedon. Basically a combination of the last set of boss dinos and then some new ones. If you're going to use Rexes, use the Tech Rexes. They're more durable. And then for defense dinos, the Morphodons are your main defense dino for the Morphodon towers, because that's originally how those towers were supposed to be for. And then I have the Paracers, so I have to get the Daedons bred up. And then yeah, that's for me. I like to keep organized, so I got the herbivores and the carnivores all there. Full work area. So all crafting stations are in here. And then I got the main center area where I have the teleporter. Oh, why are you out and about there, fairy? Wait, why are you over here, fairy? Why? I'll have to fix you later. So over here I have the greenhouse with a bit of a mutton farm. So when you start farming the sheep for mutton and pellet and stuff, kind of how you want to do it. Well, no, not really, because it's going to take a while because I have a timer for cryo sickness in between, so they'll fall asleep and it's a real pain in the butt. So yeah, this is where you're going to set up a Phioma, dung beetles, or bees, normal greenhouse. And then here is my advanced version of an incubator. So I tried by putting the air conditioners on the top instead of on the bottom, and they work out pretty well. So I have 3 main incubators, but I actually am able to put eggs on this side, eggs in between, and they'll still incubate. And then I have a spot where my 2 Daedons go, so they're there to heal. And over here is the cloning chamber. So any animals I want to clone, I can put them in here and pay the shards, element shards for it. And then to get the best kibble and keep it inside of a building, the fairies are where you want to go. And to max production, you want to get yourself an Oviraptor, wherever that Oviraptor is, that will run around and encourage your dinosaurs to lay more eggs more frequently, so you'll get actually extraordinary kibble from the fairies. So fairies, multi-purpose animal. They're good for getting kibble, they're good for farming resources, they're your go-to for harvesting in the resource farm, they're good for boss fights. Like, they're all around, they're really good. And then the beauty. Oh, no way. It's crowded. The fairy is, by the looks to be behind, as my entire resource farm is overflowing with, with animals. Like, it's... Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna have to go and kind of see from the outside. I'm gonna have to fix that. So, there's tech, keratin, polymer, cement and paste from snails. Sweet Jesus. Oh no, they're not just stuck. The entire building, or entire section here is overflowing. My Therizinosaurus hasn't been keeping up like it's supposed to. But it is, yeah, it's full of... so it's got the turtles, it's got beavers, it's got penguins, it's got the tech parasers, it has the snails for cement and paste. What else is in there? I think that's all that's in for that one. So a total right now, I'm able to get 11 to 14 resources from this single farm. So that single building here, 11 resources. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay, what else is there? So what other tips are there? For start now, yeah, let's go for Colleen's for leveling up when you're short of the what is it? Short on. Oh, I just totally had a brain fart. When you're short on... Oh, Jesus. It'll come back to me eventually. Oh, yeah, like when you're getting XP, call. Oh, these are the beginnings of my extra defenses for my... Like, I haven't been here in a long time. As you can see, as the rocks have respawned in my building. This is where I'm going to put what you call it? Extra guard towers. So there's going to be another version of this. So that if per se if I was on a PvP server, I'd have extra defenses. So oh Jesus, something roused up my... What roused up my mosasaur? Oh, in the far distance, those are the obelisks. Those are where you're gonna go for the bosses. So on the island, you have to travel to each obelisk with your tames in order to fight them. Like if you're playing Ascended, you'd have to do it until they reintroduce the cryopods. But normally, I would take time and do cryopods, and just slowly take the time to uncryo them. I'm actually going to a different one. We'll go to say, well, the final boss to beat all the bosses on the island is the Tech Cave, and that's always a fun one. Oh, there's still some here. Hi guys. Thanks for not joining. So yeah, another explorer note is here at the cave entrance to the Tech Cave, and again, I put a teleporter to get back and forth a lot easier. So let's go to the obelisks. So yeah, the obelisk is where you're gonna go to the boss. Also, build your first tech replicator, and get the cryopods from. Oh, hello, welcome. This little island group in the lake, there's another explorer note, like right there to grab. So then we'll come to the obelisk here, we'll let it load in. So yeah, you do need to check some trophies left over. So here's to activate the boss portals. So Gamma, Beta, and Alpha. The difficulty does greatly increase. And then for weapons, you go here to craft the cryopods. So you need polymer, oil, metal, hide, fiber, and crystal. And then you keep them around for the structures. So for electric is where the cryo fridge is. Polymer, metal, electronics, and crystal. And then for crafting, the tech replicator, if you're not able to get in a supply drop. Pretty expensive. Yep, I'm on PS4. So yeah, follow the main series. We're on Aberration at the moment, and it's my least favorite map, but we're getting through it. We just got a Basilisk, so we're on a good roll. Alright, I talk about the mech, the other little robots, the scouts. Those are building the tech replicator. Same with the mech. Oh, so you mean the tech dinos? Those you just gotta breed those. Oh, those yep, tech replicator as well, but you don't get the boosted or the different quality ones in the tech replicator when you craft them. That one you have to find the blueprints for on Extinction. So yeah, if you want, you can craft primitive versions in the tech replicator. Same thing with the scout and the mech. Let's see, what other... Oh, some other quick, good base spots. Besides Herbivore Island. But, like, yeah, basically, I want to get if I get a tribe together, once I get if I get a dedicated server, or a neutrino server, kind of do, like, a civilization kind of thing, where you have different civilizations, they recruit their own, stuff like that. Wipe out smaller ones in their territory. And put this to the test. Put this design. Like, I'm also going to have plants and turrets in the towers. And all that lovely stuff. But yeah, when it comes to the base design, make sure you have an incubator, a dedicated work area, dedicated storage area, greenhouse, doesn't have to be that big, the incubation area, a trap, your own living quarters, and the kibble and resource farm. So it does take time, especially if you're by yourself. A lot of preparation, a lot of thinking ahead. But yeah, I'll do a build videos, I'll build boat builds, I'll restart my base building and kind of give you a walkthrough and tips of like how to build certain things, how to make them look certain ways. They won't be the best, they won't look the greatest, but they'll be functional. So basically focus on getting a base like this, where you got a starter greenhouse, a starter incubator area, a starter kibble farm, starter tech farm. That way you can start stuff. That way you're already ahead of the game when you want to build a bigger base and just expand. But yeah, it all depends on where you build. Like, I was crazy enough to start my build in the hard area. I'm usually a south of the map kind of guy. Oh yeah, no worries. There's really not too many more tips besides, start building. Yeah, mark where the caves are when you go through them, so you know which which cave has which artifact. And then, oh yeah, that reminds me. Do I have one of those traps still up? Do I? No, I do not. Or did they finally they might have finally got destroyed? There's a better version of the trap on Scorched Earth. Yeah, it's not on this one. But if you use Dinosaur Gates and Behemoth Gates, you can make a really and some pillars. You can actually make a pretty easy starting trap. And I'll do a build video on that. And kind of like trap designs for certain tames that you might need. One that's basically a universal trap that works in the water, underwater, anywhere for the most part where you can set up. Herbivore Island, if you need some more explorer notes, you got, I think, 3 or 4. You have one where my tower here is. Not this one, the other one. This one here. Boop. There's one on a beach that would be hiding behind a rock. Right there. There's one on top of here. Boop, right there. And I think there might be one more. Although that might be it. But yeah, Herbivore Island, Craig's Island, really good for leveling up and start and leveling yourself up. Safe place to build. What else is there? What else is there that I can... for tips? Well, that's really about it, actually. But yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. I hope these tips find a good home for you. A good advice on what you need to build your starter base, your mid-game base, and then your final base. So you can include tech into your base. But yeah, I'll start doing base builds, boat builds a lot more. I might do a resource farm setup, a little quick version of it. Trap builds. I'll leave taming to my main series. But yeah, till next time, guys. Peace!